Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for University of Pretoria and Nestlé to give me the opportunity to address you today on something that I feel is very important, and that is the health benefits of dairy, but specifically I'm going to address the milk proteins and health. And I think some of what I'm going to say is probably going to be a repetition of what Sula has already told you, but the focus is specifically due to the proteins in milk. So you're also welcome to know if there's anything specifically that you would like to ask me about dairy, then I can address it afterwards. Right, so my talk is going to address the protein quality and assessment thereof, then the different milk proteins, and the health benefits, specifically when you refer to obesity, weight loss, and inflammation, muscle mass and sarcopenia, hypertension and cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and metabolic syndrome. Dairy products are a feasible means to help meet the demands of a growing milk market as well as the nutritional needs of the global population. Nutrition-related non-communicable diseases are responsible for unacceptable high rates of mortality and morbidity in South Africa, justifying efforts to improve the dietary intake of the population. Therefore, the food-based dietary guideline, have milk, mass, or yogurt, can play an important role in meeting these objectives. So where does milk fit into the diet? Milk is the first food for all mammals and provides the necessary energy and nutrients to ensure proper growth and development. Epidemiologic studies confirm the importance of milk in the human diet, and evidence is emerging to reinforce the role of milk consumption in preventing several chronic diseases. Only lactose intolerance and cow milk protein allergy are considered adverse reactions to milk consumption. I think Sara also addressed that. Cow's milk allergy, we know, then there's a complete, you cut out milk completely from the diet. But very important, with lactose intolerance, there's no need to cut dairy from the diet, and US dietitians can then guide your patients to include dairy. Because most, she was talking about, the question was, is 2 glasses of milk still necessary? If you look at most of the scientific papers on dairy, it actually refer to get the health benefits from dairy, you need to actually consume 3 servings of dairy a day, which is more than the 2 that we address. But I know our food-based diet guidelines refer to 2. Hopefully, with the trees being in the meat guideline, you'll get to the 3 servings a day. But to be able to benefit, the health benefits of dairy, you actually need to consume 3 servings a day. Right. So, I'm sorry, I think that was it. So then, why is milk protein different? Methods to assess the quality of protein are traditionally related to the ability of protein to meet the demand of amino acid and nitrogen. Methods used to determine protein quality range from determining nitrogen balance, biological value profiling, protein efficiency ratio, and the net of protein utilization and amino acid scores. It is now realized that factors such as digestibility and bioavailability are also important aspects of protein quality. And then focusing specifically on protein digestibility refers to the proteolytic processing to release amino acids throughout the digestive system, whereas the bioavailability of amino acids refers to the proportion of consumed protein that is absorbed in a chemical form for it to be used by the human body. So if we look at the amino acid score methods, the essential amino acid score and protein digestibility corrected amino acid score classified milk proteins to be the best protein source. But this specific method had some limitations. The biological value of protein could not exceed 100%. And this means that the protein with essential amino acids beyond those in the reference proteins, such as milk, do not get due credit. It also did not take into account amino acid availability, anti-nutritional factors of plant protein, and gastrointestinal factors. Therefore, more recently, the digestible indispensable amino acid score has been developed and has confirmed the high quality of protein. of milk protein. Typically, milk contains 33 gram per litre, or then 3.3 gram per 100 milliliter of protein. Of that, 20% is soluble whey and 80% is insoluble casein. Both are high-quality proteins in terms of amino acid requirements, digestibility, and bioavailability. Bioactive peptides in dairy has distinctive functions, resulting in milk and dairy being classified as a functional food. Functional foods can be defined as foods containing significant levels of biological active components that provide specific health benefits beyond the traditional nutritional nutrients they contain. Enzymatic hydrolysis of milk proteins yields bioactive peptides that have multiple biological roles that can benefit human health. And Sola also referred to all these, that dairy proteins possesses antimicrobial, antioxidant, anti-carcinogenic, and immunostimulatory activities. And these biological active components of dairy make it a functional food. When we look at the whey component, whey protein is especially rich in branched-chain amino acids. Now I always get stuck on this one. Leucine, isoleucine, valine, as well as lysine. And the functional roles of these are which give them the specific antioxidant characteristic that it has, immunoprotection, and the antimicrobial function that the milk protein has. Casein, on the other hand, has a high proportion of histidine, methionine, and phenylalanine. The functional roles of casein are mainly, only the mineral binding and transport of the various minerals within milk. And other bioactive peptides yielded after hydrolysis of casein have cardiovascular, nervous, immune, and digestive system benefits. Another important factor that I think is something that is very interesting, and also something that we can focus on, is the fact that whey and casein proteins are absorbed at different rates in the digestive system. So whey proteins are referred to as fast proteins, remain in the liquid state in the stomach, and thus increasing amino acid availability and absorption, whereas the caseins are slow proteins, and it clots in the low pH of the stomach, resulting in a slow postprandial availability of amino acids. And these different digestion and absorption rates impact on the postprandial amino acid response. So how does this characteristics of milk protein then influence health? If we look at obesity and weight loss, and I know Sola actually referred to that this is not yet confirmed by scientific studies, but let me give you the scientific evidence that I do have on this topic. Loss of skeletal muscle during weight loss is undesirable because skeletal muscle is important for mobility and activities of daily living. And it plays a major role in tissue glucose uptake and thus glycemic control, which is, as we all know, quite important with weight loss. Including dairy products in weight loss diets has been shown to decrease adiposity while preserving lean mass. In 2 meta-analysis and randomized controlled trials, high-dairy, energy-restricted diets lead to significantly greater reduction in body weight, the waist circumference, as well as fat mass, while preserving, and I think this is the important part, preserving or increasing lean mass significantly more than the conventional weight loss diets. Right, whey proteins can affect levels of satiety due to the fast appearance of amino acids in plasma, which may help to decrease excessive food intake and prevent weight gain, where the dairy branched-chain amino acids enhance muscle protein synthesis and muscle mass, and protect against loss of lean mass during weight loss. Milk proteins may also influence gut hormones by stimulating anorexigenic hormones involved in satiety. It may decrease ghrelin, and it increases thermogenesis thus increasing our resting energy expenditure. Chronic low-grade inflammation is present in obesity, and serum levels of pro-inflammatory cytokines are elevated. These cytokines can increase insulin resistance, inhibit glucose uptake, and increase skeletal protein metabolism. Daily consumption of beneficial effects on markers of low-grade inflammation, that is your CPR and your adiponectin, in obese subjects. In vitro evidence shows that the daily proteins have immunomodulatory effects. The whey protein may inhibit the proliferation of lymphocytes, and lactoferrin and lactoperoxidases can suppress interferon. Muscle mass and sarcopenia, which is lately quite a bit in the news. Sarcopenia is defined as age-related loss of skeletal mass and strength. Resistant exercise has the ability to increase muscle protein mass and strength. And there is a growing body of evidence that has highlighted the potential of milk-based proteins to enhance the benefits of exercise in maintaining and enhancing muscle mass in older individuals. Here again, the whey protein support a rapid increase in muscle protein synthesis, whereas the casein support sustained increase in muscle protein synthesis and decreases the muscle protein breakdown. Milk is a very good source of leucin, which is especially important in stimulating muscle protein synthesis. So the anabolic effect of milk may have an effective maintenance on muscle mass and strength in the healthy elderly, but also a fast recovery in the frail elderly. If we look at hypertension is a major cardiovascular risk, and several studies have reported a significant association between low-fat dairy consumption and hypertension. A dose-response meta-analysis of protective cohort studies in almost 60,000 subjects showed that total dairy, low-fat dairy, and milk were all positively associated with a low risk of hypertension. And therefore, DASH also advises daily consumption of low-fat milk and other dairy products. Again, the bioactives playing the role here. Bioactive peptides in milk have a direct inhibitory action on angiotensin-converting enzymes, reducing the synthesis of the vasoconstrictor and angiotensin-2, and thus resulting in lowering the blood pressure. These include peptides from both whey as well as casein. Cardiovascular disease. Dyslipidemia is one of the main metabolic risk factors associated with cardiovascular disease risk. Milk protein has shown to improve the lipid profile and reduce cardiovascular risk factors. Arterial stiffness is an independent risk factor of cardiovascular disease, and it's higher in those with hypercholesterolemia. Now we see that the consumption of whey protein seems to reduce specifically this arterial stiffness. Protective effects of dairy on LDL, low-density lipoproteins, and your HDL, cholesterol, and blood pressure are related to both the proteins in milk, the biopeptides, but also the calcium. Exact mechanisms explaining the effect of dairy on postprandial lipidemia is not yet well understood. Dairy proteins may suppress postprandial lipidemia due to the insulin-tropic effects. Diabetes. Various studies have shown, and she also specifically referred to the high intake, but I think here we can look at the slight difference between the two, is that, that it definitely decreased reduced type 2 diabetes significantly, but the dose response analysis showed that a decrease of 6% in type 2 diabetes per each additional daily serving of total dairy, and 10% risk reduction per additional serving of low-fat dairy. So there was a difference between just consuming full cream milk and all low-fat milk. In a meta-analysis of cohort studies, the highest versus the lowest dairy intake. Now here they looked at 3 to 5 5 servings of dairy compared to 1.5 serving of dairy a day was associated with a low risk of type 2 diabetes. And then the Dietary Guidelines Advisory Committee concluded that moderate evidence indicates that dairy products are associated with a reduced risk of type 2 diabetes. But again, like I say, the 3 servings are closer to what we need to get to. Elevated fasting glucose is a key metabolic risk factor. Insulin is sensitive to both the composition and concentration of plasma amino acids, and thus both whey and casein stimulate increased insulin secretion. Whey proteins are digested quickly and result in a rapid secretion of insulin that decreases the postprandial response. And the high content of branched-chain amino acids in whey protein may also play a role in the higher insulin response and improved insulin sensitivity due to the effect on the pancreatic beta cells. Lastly, if we look at metabolic syndrome, now if you think of a typical metabolic syndrome, it actually relates to all the previous conditions that I referred to. There's an increase in evidence indicating that dairy products may reduce the risk of metabolic syndrome, and the mechanism appears to be by the effect of different dairy components on specific factors. That is blood glucose level, insulin metabolism, body weight and adipose distribution, and blood pressure. So in conclusion, we can say that consumption of dairy products is associated with decreased prevalence of metabolic-related disorders. Dairy protein may indirectly improve metabolic health by aiding loss of body weight and fat mass through enhanced satiety whilst promoting skeletal muscle growth and function through anabolic effects on dairy protein derived branched-chain amino acids. And branched-chain amino acids enhance muscle protein synthesis, lean body mass, and skeletal muscle metabolic function. Specific protein components in milk may provide a way to maximize benefits of metabolic health. I don't think it's included in the slides that I've given you before the time, but I do have all the scientific references for the specific studies that I've referred to. You are welcome if you want any of these articles maybe. You can contact me on my email address, marietta@dairycfp.co.za, and a full review on this topic is also available on the website rediscoverdairy.co.za. Thank you very much.